Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone student. This is me Mohammed Rahim. We had here in chemistry class 10th chapter number 15 environmental chemistry 2 water. Once again welcome to all of you. To water, what actually water is. Water is essential part of all living forms. Without water there is no life. Life is impossible without water. Where there is no water there is no life, there is no living organisms. You are the student should open your page book number 143 here chapter number 15 environmental chemistry to water. The introduction topic is today, and also we discuss water cycle and factors affecting water cycle today. Again come to the topic here in this referred as hydrosphere. All over the where on the earth water is present, so we referred it as a hydrosphere. Hydro means water, sphere means area. The area where is water, the sphere on which water is present, so it is hydrosphere. Water is abundant but limited for human use. There is too much water available for use of a human being, but it is limited. Water is overall the earth, it is very abundant, but for the use of human it is very limited for human use. We use a large scale water for drinking, washing, cultivation and other purposes. In our daily life on a large scale we use these water. uh, Water is an important essential for us. So this is a short introductory slide for water. Here you can see this groundwater percentage and surface water. This is the percentage. Polar ice, this is the percentage. Groundwater, saline and fresh water, this is a combination. And here we have oceans. These all are the percentage you can see on this slide. Water, an important part of our environment. uh, we have here, and it covers earth's surface for 71%. For 71%, salt water of ocean and ground saline water is 97.5%. Fresh water we have 2%. And in this fresh water, where we use this fresh water and in which sources we have this fresh water. Fresh water, 2.5 of total water presence is in the form of glacier, ice, cave and groundwater. This fresh water is present in the form of groundwater, in the ice cave and in the form of glacier. This 2.5%. Now we are going to see that how much percentage is in the form of glacier. Glacier and polar ice cap holds 68.7%. Groundwater is 38.1% available for our use. This groundwater for our use there is 0.7%. It means we use very limited water, very less water. Water cycle, what is actually water cycle? Water captured from its sources, from its resources, moves through uh, evaporation, precipitation, transpiration, and runs up back to the sea. This is called water cycle. Why this runs up back to the sea? Because water is mostly present in the seas and on the ice cape. When the weather gets heater and the heat increases in the oceans and in as well in the ice glaciers, the water change in evaporates in the air, and this air take these water drops evaporations into the clouds, and at a very high altitude then these water gets uh, cold, colder, and they more cold they get. And when these colds these drops of water cools in the clouds, then they get heavy, and they fall in the form of rains. So when these rains on the earth, these go through channels, through rivers, through um, other resources, back to the earth. So this is the, therefore it is called water cycle. Water coming from their resources and using in the earth and going back to their resources is actually called water cycle. From the next slide, there is a diagram you can understand better. This diagram, you can see there is ocean. In ocean, they go out in water evaporation, in the form of water evaporation. This evaporation goes to precipitation in the clouds, and they again come in the form of the rains to the ocean. Here is a small water cycle, you can see a small water cycle. And this water come out from the sea in the water evaporation, and goes it movement of water vapors from a long distance, and precipitations in the form of the rain, they falls on the mountains, and storm run off them, and they come into in the form of the lake marshes, and come goes through the rivers, and again it aids into the ocean. So this is another cycle of water you can see here. And here we have a water evaporation, because on the mountains the glaciers are present. Soil and plant transpiration also comes here. When the plants get these water from the earth, so they evaporate, they transpire it into the air, and they goes here. Water evaporation from the glaciers also comes again in the clouds, and in the rain fall on the earth, and again come into the ocean. So this is another water cycle you can see. And ground level water, which comes from the earth, and here we take out this water and use it, and again we can add this into the ocean. And also the water precipitation, rainfall on the earth, that penetrate these water, absorb in the earth's surface, and again in the ground they reach to the ocean. So how this is the all water cycles you can see in different forms in the water cycle. So this is totally the water called water cycle. A water cycle from the resources of water uh, through a cycle again to the when a water goes away from when water goes away from its resources and comes here again. So this is called water cycle. Factors affecting water cycle: human activities. Human disturb it from centuries, and mm, disturbance has been accelerated with the beginning of industrialization by industries. The savage of industries is excreted through the same passage that the water uses for its flow in nature, and hence they go to back to sea. So the problem of polluting water arises in major cases, water pollution, and then this is disturbance for the water cycle, and it's affected badly. So this is all about today's topic. uh, if there is any question, you can comment. And this is all for today's. Thank you, student. We'll meet with another lectures. Thank you.